Hello everyone. Today in this video you will learn how to solve the question based on proportion. But before that let me introduce with this topic first. So what is proportion? Suppose four quantities are given, four quantities A, B, C and D. Four quantities are given, four terms. These four terms are said to be in proportion if A ratio B is equal to C ratio D. The ratio of first and second term is equal to the ratio of third and fourth term. If these two ratios are equal, then we will say that A, B, C and D are in proportion. Now one more thing you have to remember, if in question he asked, you have to find the fourth proportion. Fourth proportion. So fourth proportion means D. That means you have to find the value of D. So D is also called fourth proportion. So this is the formula which you have to use in proportion. What is the formula for proportion? A ratio B is equal to C ratio D. One more term is there, continued proportion. Next term is continued proportion. In continued proportion, three terms will be there, A, B and C. Three terms will be given, A, B and C. We have to check whether A, B and C are in continued proportion or not. So for this what you have to do, you have to take the ratio of first to second term and the ratio of second to third term. If these two ratios are equal, then we will say that A, B and C are in continued proportion. So for continued proportion what you have to do, you have to take A ratio B is equal to B ratio C. Now mean proportion. Next term is mean proportion. Mean proportion means B, this value of B. This B is called mean proportion. Mean proportion between A and C. So B is the mean proportion between A and C. So in order to find the value of B, what you have to do, first of all we will take in upon form, A upon B. This one also is equal to B upon C. This B we will bring here. So B multiply B will become B square. C will come here. A into C will become AC. When we will remove this square sign, so we will take here square root of AC is equal to B. So this is the formula for mean proportion. So whenever in any question it will be asked that you have to find the mean proportion, that means you have to find the value of B, and for that you have to use this formula. B is equal to square root of AC. A is first term and C is third term and B is the middle term, mean. Okay, so like this you have to do for mean proportion. Now this C is called third proportion. C is called the third proportion. So whenever you will ask, you have to find the third proportion. So what you have to find? You have to find the value of C. So we will take this statement, A is to B is equal to B is to C. With the help of this we will find the value of C. So whenever mean proportion and third proportion is asked, you have to use this statement for continued proportion. We have to use continued proportion. So these are the general terms that we will use in this exercise. Now we will solve these two questions. First question is, find the third proportion to this and this. Two terms are given. We have to find third proportion. So first of all what you have to do? We will assume that let the third proportion is equal to X. We will assume let the third proportion is X. Now formula for third proportion is first number ratio second number should be equal to second ratio third. A is to B is equal to B is to C. This is the formula for third proportion, or we can call it continued proportion. First one is A minus B ratio. Second one is A square minus B square. Second one A square minus B square ratio third. Third proportion we had assumed X. So we will put here x. Now next step is we will write in upon form. A minus b upon a square minus b square. We will use here formula a plus b, a minus b is equal to, here also we will use formula a plus b, a minus b upon, ratio means upon x. Now next step, this a minus b and a minus b will get cancelled. X we will bring here, and this a plus b term also we will bring that side. So x will come here, x is equal to a plus b, a minus b, and this a plus b will also go in the numerator here, so here it will be a plus b. Now double a plus b are coming here, so we will take a plus b whole square into a minus b. This is the answer of x, and x means third proportion. So like this you have to do this part. Now see one more part. Next question is, we have to find mean proportion. Find the mean proportion. So what is the formula for mean proportion? Mean proportion between a and c is square root of a into c. This is the formula for mean proportion, and mean means middle number. Middle number is b. That means b is equal to square root of ac. This is the formula for mean proportion. Now a value, we have to find the mean proportion between this and this. So this value is a and this value is c. Mean we have to find. Mean means middle term is b. So b we have to find. For b we have to use this formula, square root of a multiply c. Square root of a is 6 plus 3 root 3 into c. C value is 8 minus 4 root 3. Now what will be the next step? From these two terms we will take common. 3 we will take common. So 3 to the 6, 2 plus 3 we will take common, so root 3. From here also we will take 4 common. When we will take 4 common, 4 to the 8 minus 4 we have taken common, root 3. This 3 into this 4 into 2 plus root 3, 2 minus root 3. This is the formula a plus b, a minus b. So a square minus b square. Here we will use the formula a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. Now this 4 we will bring outside the root, so it will become 2. 3 will remain inside. This 4 we will go outside. When we will bring this 4 outside, so we will write it 2. Square root of 4 is 2. So here we have written 2. Root 3 will remain inside. 2 square will be 4 minus root 3 square will be 3. So 2 root 3 into 4 minus 3, 1. So 2 root 3 is the answer. So like this we have to do for mean proportion. Now see next question. Question is, if A, B and C are in continued proportion. What he said? He said A, B and C are in continued proportion. So we can take A upon B is equal to B upon C. Formula for continued proportion is A ratio B is equal to B ratio C. So A upon B is equal to B upon C. If we will bring this B here, so this will become B square is equal to C will come here AC. That means B square is equal to AC. Now after that he said, and A bracket B minus C is equal to 2B. A bracket B minus C is equal to 2B. So now what you have to do? We will multiply this A with the both the terms. A into B will be AB minus A into C will be AC is equal to 2B. This AC answer we had already find here. AC answer is equal to B square. So we will replace this AC, and instead of AC we will write B square. This AB will be as it is, 2B will be as it is. So here in the bracket you have to mention why we are writing here b square, since b square is equal to AC we had proved above, therefore instead of AC we have taken here b square. Now what you have to do, we will take b common, we will take b common, so remaining term is a minus b square, out of b square we have taken b common, so here will be b is equal to 2b, this b is in multiply, we will bring it in divide, so a minus b is equal to 2b upon b, b and b will get cancelled, so a minus b is equal to 2. So here we got the answer of a minus b is 2. Now what is that, we have to prove that a minus c is equal to this. So we have to prove that left side and right side answers are equal. So what do we have to do? First of all we will take left hand side. Left hand side. What is left hand side? A minus C. Now we will use this statement. B square is equal to AC. B square is equal to AC. From here we will find the answer of C. So C answer will be B square upon A. So this value we have to put here. So A minus C will be A minus C means B square upon A. Now we will take LCM. One table we will read, how many times A will come? 8 times. A into A will become A square minus A 1 ja A, 1 into B square will be B square. That means A plus B, A minus B upon A is the answer of A minus C. Left hand side is A minus C. We are solving it. On solving it we get A square minus B square. This is the identity. A square minus B square is A plus B, A minus B. Here we had find the value of A minus B. A minus B value is 2. We will put here A minus C is equal to A plus B into 2 upon A. Now we will check it. We have to prove that A minus C answer is 2 bracket A plus B upon A. So A minus C answer is 2 bracket A plus B upon A. That means we had proved it with, we have proved that left hand side we had solved, and final answer on solving this left hand side is coming equal to right hand side. So like this you have to do this first part. Now come to second part, part number 3 of this question. Question number 7, part number 3. So in this part what is said, if A upon B is equal to C upon D, A upon B is equal to C upon D, it is given in the question. Now what we will do, we will assume that A upon B answer is equal to C upon D answer is equal to K. Now what we have to do, we will take this much part, C upon D is equal to K, that means C answer is equal to D into K. C upon D is equal to K. Now what we will do? We will take A upon B is equal to K. A upon B is equal to K. That means A is equal to BK. A is equal to BK and C answer is equal to DK. Two answers we got. Now we have to prove that this side is equal to this side. Left hand side we will solve. First of all we will take LHS. Left hand side is A cube C plus AC cube upon B cube D plus BD cube. This is the left hand side. We will put here values of A and C. But before that we can take common also. Here we will find, we will take common. In the numerator A will be common and C also. So here remaining part will be, after taking AC common, here will be A square plus C square upon, here we will take BD common. When we will take BD common, remaining term will be B square plus D square. Now next term is, we have to put the values of A and C. When we will put here value of A and C, A answer is BK, so here we will put BK into C answer. C answer is DK bracket a square. A square means b square k square plus c square means d square k square upon b. B answer we had not find. We had find the answer of A and C. So B and D we have to write as it is. B square plus D square also we have to write as it is. Now next step. Next step is we will take common. What we will do? We will take common from these brackets. B square k square plus D square k square. What we will take common? K square we will take common. So B into D will be BD. K into K will be K square into from this bracket these two terms we will take common K square. After taking common, the remaining part will be B square plus D square upon BD bracket B square plus T square. Denominator we have to write as it is. This BD and this BD will get cancelled. B square plus D square and B square plus D square also will get cancelled. K square into K square answer will be K4. This is the answer of left hand side. We had solved left hand side. Now we will solve right hand side also. RHS. This is equation number 1. Now we will solve RHS. RHS is A plus C power 4 upon B plus B power 4. Here also we have to do same thing. A value is BK, so here we will put BK plus C value is DK, so instead of C we will take DK power 4 upon B plus D whole power 4. Now what is the next step? Next step is we will take these two K common. We will take common outside the bracket. When we will take this K common, we will not write K. Outside this bracket power 4 is also there. So when we will take this K outside common, so we will not write K, we will write it K power 4. Remaining term will be, or if you are getting confused, you can do like this also. Power 4 we will make in outside the large bracket. From these two we will take K common, B plus B. Like this also you can do. Upon B plus D power 4. Denominator we have to write as it is. Now next step is this 4 we have to write on both the terms. On K also we have to write 4. On B plus D also we have to write power 4. Upon B plus D whole power 4. These two terms will get cancelled. So remaining answer is K power 4. This is equation number 2. So LHS we had solved and answer of LHS is K power 4 in equation 1 we had shown. Now RHS we had taken and we had solved this RHS also. Answer is coming K power 4. That means from equation 1 and 2 we get that left hand side is equal to right hand side. So like this you have to do such questions. Now see question number 9. If y is the mean proportion between x and z, what is the meaning of this? Between x and z, y term is coming and he said y is the mean proportion. So here we have to use that continued proportion formula. X ratio y is equal to y ratio z. When we will write in upon form, x upon y is equal to y upon z. This y we will bring here, so this will become y square. Z we will bring here, so this will become xz. That means y square is equal to xz. So what is the question? Y is the mean proportion. Since y is the mean proportion, we have to take y square. This y is the mean proportion between x and z. So in equal we have to take product of x and z. So what you have to do? No need to show this. You have to write it. Y is the mean proportion between x and z. Therefore we can say y square is equal to xz, or we can say y is equal to square root of xz. Anything we can use. Now show that means we have to prove that xy plus yz is the mean proportion. We have to prove that this is the mean proportion. Since this is the mean proportion, we have to prove, we have to take it xy plus yz whole square is equal to between this and this. So we have to take the product of these two, x square plus y square into y square plus z square. This we have to prove. Y is the mean proportion between x and z. So what we have taken? We have taken y square is equal to xz. In the same way we have to take here also. He said this is the mean proportion. This is the mean proportion. So square of this number is equal to, this is the mean proportion between these two numbers. So we have to take the product of these two numbers, this into this, as we have taken here. Now this thing we have to prove. Now we will start solving this question. Proof. First of all, we will take left hand side. Left hand side is xy plus yz whole square. Here we will take common. What we will do? We will take y common outside the bracket. But here outside this bracket square is there. So that's why when we will take this y outside, we have to write y square. And in bracket remaining term is x plus z whole square. Now this y square answer is xz. So instead of y square, we can take xz bracket x plus z whole square. After this we will not solve it. Now we will solve right hand side. Now we will solve right hand side. Right hand side is x square plus y square into y square plus z square. So what do we have to do? Same thing we have to do. Y square answer is xz. Instead of y square we will take xz. So x square plus, remove y square, instead of this we will take y square is equal to xz. So this y square also we will remove, and instead of y square we will take xz plus this z square will remain as it is. Now we have to take common. Out of these two, x will be common. So x plus x we will take common. So remaining term will be z. Out of these numbers also we will take common z. So when we will take z common, x will be there plus z square is there. X z we have taken common. So remaining term will be z. Now x into z, these two terms are outside the brackets, so x into z will be xz, x plus z, x plus z. When we will multiply these two terms, x plus z multiply x plus z, this will become x plus z whole square. Now you can check it both the side. Left hand side answer is xz bracket x plus z whole square. RHS answer is xz bracket x plus z whole square. So this is equation number 2. Now we have to write from equation 1 and 2, we get that left hand side answer is equal to right hand side, hence proof. Now see this question number 11. If three quantities are in continued proportion, then show that the ratio of first to third is the duplicate ratio of first to second. So we have to show that. That means we have to prove. So first of all we have to write what we have to prove. We have to prove that the ratio of first to third. Before that we will assume three quantities. Let the three quantities are A, B and C. We will assume that those three quantities are A, B and C, or X, Y and Z. Now we have to prove that the ratio of first to third, ratio of first is A and third is C. So the ratio of first to third is means equal the duplicate ratio of first to second. Duplicate ratio. In previous exercise I explained you what is duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio of A is to B is A square ratio B square. Duplicate ratio of A ratio B is A square ratio B square. So what is said? We have to prove that the ratio of first to third, that means A ratio C, is means equal duplicate ratio of first to second. Duplicate ratio of first is A square ratio second is B square. So this thing we have to prove. So now we will solve it. Here he said all these three quantities are in continued proportion. So what you have to write? A, B and C are in continued proportion. Therefore we can say that A upon B is equal to B upon C, or A ratio B is equal to B ratio C. Now this B we will bring here, so this will become B square is equal to A into C will be AC. So B square is equal to AC. Now either we have to solve left side or we have to solve right side. Suppose right side I have taken RHS. Right side is A square ratio B square. This is the right hand side. Now B square answer I know. B square answer is AC. So what I will do? A square upon, ratio means upon. Instead of B square I will take AC. This A and this power is double. Here double A are there. A power 2 means 2 A's are there. 1 A we will cancel it. So answer of A square ratio B square is A upon C. This is the answer of A square ratio B square. So this side we have taken right hand side and left hand side is A ratio C. So answer of RHS we had solved and we got the answer A upon C, that means A ratio C, and this is left hand side only. So we have to write this is equal to left hand side, hence proved. So like this you have to do this question. Now see next question, question number 15. Fifteenth question. Question number 15 is find the third proportion to x upon y plus y upon x and square root of x square plus y square. So what we have to find here? We have to find third proportion. For third proportion we have to use the formula of continued proportion only. What is that formula? First number ratio second is equal to second ratio third. A ratio B is equal to B ratio C. So this third we have to find. He said find the third proportion. This third we have to find. So let the third proportion is x. X we will not assume because x is already given in the question. We will assume another alphabet. Let's say it is A. Let's say this is A. Or no need to assume. You can do like this only. We will take third only. Third number. No need to assume. So first, what is the first number? First number is x upon y plus y upon x ratio. Second is square root x square plus y square is equal to second number. Second number is square root of x square plus y square ratio third. Now we will write in upon form. X upon y plus y upon x upon square root of x square plus y square is equal to square root of x square plus y square upon third. This third we will bring here and this term we will bring downside. So here third number, this will remain at its place only, x square plus y square. This number will come in the denominator, x upon y plus y upon x, and this number from denominator it will go in the numerator. So here into x square plus y square. Now next step, third proportion, same root multiplied with the same root. When we multiply these two, answer will be x square plus y square. Same number multiplied with same number when we will do. So this square root sign will get removed. Answer will be x square plus y square upon x upon y plus y upon x. Now next step, you can take LCM here. Numerator will be as it is, x square plus y square, and in the denominator we will take LCM of y and x, yx. Y table, when we will read it, x will be remaining. That x multiplied with x will be x square plus, when we will read the table of x, this x will get removed, remaining term will be y. That y multiply with the numerator y, answer will be y square. When we will bring upside, we will have to take the reciprocal. This is divide. When we will change this divide into multiply, we have to take the reciprocal of this number. So what we have to do? X square plus y square will be as it is. When we will bring up, we have to take the reciprocal, yx upon x square plus y square. X square plus y square, x square plus y square will get cancelled. So answer will be yx. This is the answer of third proportion. So like this you have to do this question number 15. Now see this last question, question number 17. Question is, if p plus r is equal to m cube and 1 upon q plus 1 upon s is equal to m upon r, then we have to prove that p upon q is equal to r upon s. So first of all we have to write what we have to prove. P upon q is equal to r upon s. Now we will give proof. How we will solve this question? This term we will take. What is given? 1 upon q plus 1 upon s is equal to m upon r. Now what you have to do? You have to find the LCM of q and s. LCM of q and s will be qs. In q table, qs will come s time. That s into 1, s. In the table of s, it will come q time. Q into 1 will be q is equal to m upon r. Now what will be the next step? We have not used this term. It is given mq value is p plus r. mq is not coming here anywhere. Mq is not coming. So what we will do? This q is in denominator. We will bring this in numerator here. This q we will bring here. So s plus q is upon s. S will remain here. Only q we will take there. So mq upon r. Now mq value we know. What is the value of mq? P plus r. So what we will do? Instead of mq we will take here p plus r. Rest of the terms we have to write as it is. Now here you have to mention, since mq is p plus r, that's why we had put here p plus r. Now what is the next step? Next step is we will cross multiply it. This r we have to bring here. Or one more method is there. This s we will take in the denominator of both the terms. S upon s plus q upon s. In the same way we will do here. This r is in denominator. So separately we will take under each term. P upon r plus r upon r. R upon r will get cancelled and answer will be 1. S upon s will also get cancelled. Answer will be 1. Now 1 plus q upon s is equal to p upon r plus 1. Plus 1 is on left side also. Plus 1 is on right side of equal to also. So these two will get cancelled. So final answer is q upon s is equal to p upon r. What we have to prove? We have to prove p upon q is equal to r upon s. Now what we have to do next step? P upon q we have to make. This q we will bring down. So p upon q. This r we will bring here. R upon s. So here you have to write, either we can write q upon s is equal to p upon r, or we can write r upon s is equal to p upon q. Hence rule. So like this you have to do all the question of this exercise.